to talk like that. I'm not a real DJ. How you doing? Hello everyone. Little wheat beer today. Not sure. It takes a bit of getting used to, doesn't it? So, a little German fella made this. I can't remember the name. But yeah, it's just nice. It's an aftertaste. I'm not sure about. Although, I don't know, does it suit the summer? Spring. Been a lovely day here. More idiots about than usual. Yeah. I started carrying a stick that was 2 meters long, right? I found it, I was walking along, and I tested it. I was like, yeah, it's about 2 meters. And I was walking along, and I'd broken off, so it was about 1 meter. So it was still, I could still have, prodded it out and took it away. But I haven't got the nerve. I just give people dirty looks like that. Like I've heard, so annoying, right? So they're walking along a path, okay? 2 people together, but they're apart. So you have to go onto the grass or in the bushes or something, and they don't know. You sort of stand there, and they don't know why you're looking at them. I want to go think. Why don't you go? If you're together, which you should, if you're out together, you should be in the same household, right? So go single file. I mean, when someone passes, don't get me started. Apart from that, the trailer for Afterlife 2 dropped today. Said it would, didn't I? It's gone down a storm. Thank you, everyone who watched it and said nice things. Retweet it. That's what you could do to show your appreciation. Just retweet it. Thanks very much. Or quote tweet it. Get the retweets yourself. Or just rip it and tweet it yourself. Get all the lovely retweets and likes. Just do something though. Can you just do something? We're all in this together. Let's. What I want to help you to help me. Forgot to think of a joke. I know today's charity is Wet Nose, right? Just because that fat little haggis of a dog called Rupert hassling me today. He's doing a raffle. Rupert is the dog, the sort of, I can't describe it. He's like a haggis but wrapped in old carpet. And his penis is sort of on his stomach, and he has no testicles to speak of. So that's the description. He's got little beady eyes. He looks like a sandbag with eyes, basically, and a little winkle, a hairy little winkle. I think I've described him well enough. At WeatherDog3. Anyway, he's doing a raffle for Wet Nose, and whoever wins the raffle, I'll sign one of these and send it to you to thank you for donating, buying a raffle ticket. It's all virtual, isn't it? Oh, that's not. That's real. Yeah. Hey, ask me a question. How's Jane coping? She's coping great. We had 2 games of badminton, 2 games of table tennis. Yeah. I've been working today. I did a live interview via the internet with Jim and Sam on Sirius out of New York via satellite, me in Hampstead. That was fun. I did a lovely interview with a nice chap from the Radio Times for a big piece when Afterlife comes out. I should have a sip every time I say after. So should you, really. Yeah, I've been bearing up, getting on with it, you know. And as I say, in every interview, you won't hear me complain. Not when there's nurses doing 14-hour shifts. Yeah, I mean, it is embarrassing, isn't it? It is embarrassing when you see these multi-millionaire entertainers. I'm sad again. Why? Not on the telly. We talked about the Imagine video on Jim and Tam, and it's not that I've got nothing against those people. They're all right. It wasn't that it was an awful product. It was awful, right? It was the fact that with some of them, and this is always the case with sort of celebrity endorsement or charity, you know, you can't knock people for doing stuff for charity. That's a good thing. But it's when you look into their eyes and you can tell they're going, I am such a good person for doing this. I could cry at how good a person I am for giving up my valuable time, and my time is so much more valuable than yours. Thank you. So yeah, you got to be careful. Are you looking forward to Easter? Well, okay, I don't really celebrate Easter. I don't celebrate anything. You know, it's a day off for me. I celebrate Christmas, but there's no real religious aspect for me. I celebrate every day. I celebrate every day. Cheers. You never know. So you've got to celebrate every day. Just retweeted Afterlife 2. Thank you. Yeah, tell me when you've retweeted it. That should keep you busy. And then I'll try and sort out a couple of bloopers, as they say. It's a terrible word, isn't it? Bloopers. Outtakes. Say outtakes. Blooper reel. Tiger King. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. We watched 3 episodes. It is addictive. It's mad. It's like a crazy old 1960s Pulp Fiction novel. It's everyone you start, oh, they're all right, and then you go, oh no, they're not. They're mental too. Oh, he's the maddest. Oh, who's this? Oh, he's more mental. He's more mental than the last one. How do they all know each other? I mean, whoever got that footage is like gold, isn't it? You'd never thought when you start following these people. You know, although I went to a domestic cat show in New York, Madison Square Gardens. I thought it would I like cats, right? But the owners, I couldn't take my eyes off the owners. They were like the people in this. I did hairdos I hadn't seen before. There was one family that bred these cats, and the cats were obviously inbred. But so there was it looked like their faces were on upside down. That's the only way I could. I couldn't stop looking at this family. They were from the deep south, and they'd come up to New York to show their pedigree cats, and they all had the same face, and it all looked like it was on upside down. But yeah, some of the hairdos were incredible. I mean that's true with anything, isn't it? If something's really, really in and nerdy and you love it, you're probably in a good way. You're probably not normal. Oh dear. Anyway, it's brilliant. Yeah, it's amazing. But don't keep tigers. I mean, how do we get? I was trying to think. Oh, they're not as bad as them. They're all pretty bad. And how did we get to the point where there are that many tigers in captivity? More tigers in captivity in America than in the wild. When the first person said, "I want to keep a tiger," the judge should have said, "No, that's fucking mental. You can't keep a tiger." It's £500 and it eats people. You can't keep a tiger. I like them and I got the money. You can't, right, you can't keep a fucking tiger, okay? Get a dog. Get a budgie. Don't get a budgie. Don't get a budgie. Let them fly. Let them fly. But you know what I mean? You, don't keep a tiger. Money Heist, I haven't seen it. Someone just said Ben Elton. I don't know what that means. You've got to give me a clue. Is that a question? Ben Elton? Question mark. Yes. Like a Picasso portrait. Yeah. It was odd. It was odd. It was like those the sort of parents you see at like pushy parents with their young kids performing or doing pageants. It was that sort of something's not right. Something's not right. Where did you film Afterlife? Good question. Have a little drink. Well, 3 main places. Hampstead, convenient. Beaconsfield, also convenient, my other house. And Old Hemel, because there's a new Hemel where most people live now, and Old Hemel's a bit of old town. It's very quiet, and that's where the outside of the newspaper headquarters is. That's Old Hemel and the streets there. Hampstead is where Roxy and the Smackhead stood, the garages, and the restaurant with a date was Hampstead. All the walking the dog is around Hampstead. What else? The mugging alley was in Hampstead. And in Beaconsfield is the external, the care home where my dad is, and the graveyard where I sit with Penelope Wilton. So yeah, and it's one big fictional Frankenstein of a town. I tried to create a little, but it feels like it's one place, doesn't it? I hope that's the idea. Give your best Cosmo Crane. No, I can't do impressions. You've seen my impressions. They're all the same. Where were you sober at the cat show? Yeah, I was sober. It was in the day, and we went along for a laugh. Really, we were in New York. We saw a cat show. That'd be interesting. I'd like to see some cats. But yeah, a bit weird. The house was Hampstead, correct? Yes, it was. Lovely little house in the Vale of Health. Interesting fact. Do you know why it's called the Vale of Health? Well, thanks for asking. Because they survived the plague. Because they had their own water supply. So everyone in Hampstead, where they played, they stayed in. They had their own water supply, and they didn't die of the plague. So they called it the Vale of Health. Educational, entertaining. So you do the math. So you filmed at home, yeah. If I had my way, I'm loving the lockdown because they say, oh, we're doing a live. Where is it? Oh, it's miles away. Oh, right, okay. I was want to do so and so's podcast. Yeah, where does he live? For fuck's sake! But now I go, yeah, Zoom. They go, yeah. I go, brilliant. 11 o'clock? Yeah, great. Yeah, fill your boots, mate. I think I've done twice as much publicity for Afterlife 2 because I'm at home in a chair on the phone. Brilliant. Oh, it's a game changer for me. First time you met David Bowie. First time I actually met him, well, I was sort of newly famous. It was about 2002, maybe. And me and Jane got invited to a thing he was doing, like a live performance at the BBC. And then afterwards, we were in the green room, and Greg Dyke, who was the Director General, came over and said, "Oh, you're a huge Bowie fan, aren't you?" I went, "Yeah." He went, "Do you want to meet him?" I went, "Oh, all right." So he went, "Yeah, come on, right?" So it was me and Jane. On the way, he went, Salman Rushdie joined us. And we went down. Then he knocked on his dressing room, and everybody else thought, "Hello, hello, Salman. Oh, this is Ricky and Jane. Hello, how are you? Yeah, yeah, good, yeah. Did you enjoy the show?" I went, "Oh, yeah, it was amazing." He went, "Oh, thanks very much." And that was it. He didn't know who I was. Why would he? And then about a week later, I got an email from him. He just got me. He could do that, David Bowie. And it said that someone must have given him he must have gone, "Who was that little fat bloke?" And they said, "Oh, he did The Office." He went, "Oh, let me check that out." And they gave him the DVD of The Office. And he sent me an email that said, "I watched, I laughed, what do I do now?" And we sort of became pen pals. It was funny, because the next night I was in the pub with my mate, and my mate went, "What did you do last night?" And I couldn't say I was chatting with David Bowie and Salman Rushdie. So I went, "Nothing." Nothing. Oh dear. Love Bowie. Yeah, me. There's a Bowie song in Afterlife 2. One of my favourite. And it's quite an obscure one. It's not in the top 40 Bowie famous tracks that you might, but it's one of my favourite, and it works so well with the scene. It's my favourite bit to put in on music, particularly if you shot the scene with that music in mind. There's something magical. There's an alchemy to put in the right piece of music with the right scene. There's nothing quite like it, I don't think. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, follow Wet Nose. You can win one of these in the raffle. Retweet the trailer. Let me know what you think about it. What bits you like, what bits you didn't. And thanks for all your questions. There's too many. I'll answer some tomorrow. First time you met George Michael. First time I met George Michael. Again, it might have been around the same time. He was being given the Man of the Year award for GQ, and they called me and said, "George Michael's requested you give him his award." He must have seen The Office and liked it. And I went, "Oh, yeah, great." So I went along, and I teased him, and afterwards he said, "Oh, thanks for doing that." And they gave him this big bottle of champagne, massive thing as a gift. He said, "Oh, I'm trying not to drink at the moment." He went, "Do you want it?" I went, "Yeah, brilliant." So I took it, put it in the fridge. The next day, I was doing this thing in, what's it called? What's the gay magazine called? The famous gay magazine called? Attitude. And it's a thing where they interview a straight guy and they give him gay points. And so they ask you things like, what's your favourite colour? Black, green, pink. You get, pink, 10 gay points. Whatever, stuff like that. And one of the questions was, what have you got in your fridge at the moment? Beer, wine, or orange juice? And I said, "I've got a bottle of champagne given to me by George Michael." And they went, 50 gay points. Oh dear. Right, thank you. That was fun. More questions. Questions are good, aren't they? I like that. That was good. That was like a real Q&A. without me doing stupid impressions of frogs without necks and making noises and telling bad jokes. I've enjoyed our time together. Um, See you tomorrow. Retweet the trailer. You're obviously on Twitter. You're following me, obviously. So just retweet it. And